Hi,
Good morning.
good morning.
Well, we are studying animals. These days, we are not studying the vocabulary we use when we speak about jobs or studies, universities. Remember, in previous units, we studied the vocabulary. Please, the microphones. In previous units, we studied the vocabulary that we use when we speak about the family, and sometimes we study the vocabulary we use about holidays, vacations, right? Hobbies, remember, in previous units, but now we are studying the vocabulary we use or normally use when we are dealing with animals. In recent classes, we saw the mistreating of animals in zoos and in circuses. Things are changing for good, right? But we assigned a homework, which was a reading that we have on page number 134, surviving an animal attack. That is the other face of the problem. Not because the animals are bad, but it's because we are in their habitat, sometimes disturbing the life of these wild animals. They are wild, right? And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different cases. We have the story of Colin Bristow, Chris Hasland, Bas Roberts, and CBD Ellis. 4 different studies. And what was your job? Exercise 4, page number 134. It says, now read the articles and for questions 1 to 10, choose from the people A to D. And there is a note. Each person may be chosen more than once. This was part of the homework. Let's check your answers. Give me a second. Students book. And the page is 134. This is the page. Right? Exercise 4. Let me make it bigger. Here we are. Well, which person didn't immediately realize he'd been injured? What is your answer? Can you write your letter in the chat, please, for me to see it? Well, for Alex, it's letter B. And for Celia, it's B2. Gemma, B. Laura Diaz, B. Very good, because B is the correct answers. So thank you very much. This is correct. In number 2, which person was unwilling to injure the animal? What do you think is the letter? C for Alex, C for Laura, and C for Celia and Gemma. Yes, friends, you are correct. C is the answer. Who or which person believes his behavior caused the attack? In number 3, what is the letter? For Alex is letter D, for Gemma is letter D. Nobody else?
Sorry, Jerry, I have trouble with my keyboard of my computer because I try to put the letter, but it's not signed in the box. Sorry.
Okay, Jose. If you want, only if you want, Jose, you, instead of writing, if you want, you can tell me orally. Okay?
Wow.
No problem with that. In number 3, the answer is letter D. So we have in number 1, B, in number 2, C, in number 3, letter D. Let's go to 4. Which person gave advice which was ignored? A for Alex.
A for me.
Okay, Jose. Gemma A, Celia A. Very good, friends. Yes, A is the answer. Number 5. Which person was with people who lacked the knowledge to help him? In 5.
B.
Yes, good, Jose. Alex B, Gemma B, A, sorry, Gemma A, Celia B. Well, the answer is B. In number 5 is B. 6. Which person was considered to have missed an opportunity? B for Alex. D for Gemma.
B.
B for Jose. Anyone else? Okay, B is the answer in number 6. 7. Which person regrets the result of his encounter? 7. Letter D
A.
for Alex. Yes, Jose, could you repeat?
A.
Yes, A for Jose. Gemma D, Laura A, and for Celia is A. Well, in number 7 is letter D. Now, number 8. Which person thinks he might not have injured at another time of day? 8. Letter C for Gemma, B for Alex, D for Laura, and
C.
B for Celia, D for Jose. Well, in number 8, the answer is letter B. 9. Which person was happy at first to see the animal which later attacked him? 9. D for Alex. Okay, Alex,
D.
you are correct. What, Jose?
D. I want to try to solve the problem. 1 minute, please. It's
Yes.
very uncomfortable for me.
Okay. D is correct. Very good. D. Now let's go to the number 10, the final one. The final one says, which person was surprised to eventually escape? Number 10. A for Alex, A for Gemma. Okay, Gemma and Alex, you are correct. It's letter A. This was the beginning of the homework because there was another part. The other part was dealing with vocabulary, and it was in the workbook. It says vocabulary exercise, page 49. Let me see, 49 vocabulary. Yes. Avoid, prevent, protect, check, control, and supervise. Remember, sometimes it is very easy, but sometimes this vocabulary is very complicated. So let's see. Number 1, the zookeeper sometimes has to, and then you have the options, has to control or has to prevent people from feeding the animals. What is your answer in number 1 vocabulary? Prevent for Gemma, prevent for Celia, and for Alex is prevent. Well, the 3 students coincide, and yes,
Prevent.
the verb is prevent. Jose?
Sorry, prevent.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Jose, I know why. It's because you are old, friend. These technologies are difficult for us. Well, prevent, yes. I see the preposition from in number 1. You see, from feeding. And I know that we never use control from. Control from doesn't exist. So it has to be prevent from. Besides the logic of the sentence. Now, number 4, you should options. Check or avoid when the rainy season is before booking your holiday. Check for Celia and for Laura check and for Alex check. And for Jose, For Gema, check.
Avoid.
And Jose, which is always different to the rest of the people, avoid. Well, the answer is check. You should check when the rainy season is before booking your holiday, because if you know that it's going to rain, you don't book. 4, children need to be, and two possibilities, supervised or checked at all times when visiting the zoo. Avoid for Gema, well, but we avoid. No, we are in number 4. Supervise Elia, supervise Laura, supervise Alex, and yes, in number 4, supervised. Now, let's go to 5. Number 5. It's dangerous to ride a horse if you can't. Options: control or supervise it. Control for Celia and for Laura and for Alex is control. And for Gema is control. And the answer is control. Very good. 6. What's the best way to protect, or what's the best way to avoid some rare animals from extinction? Protect, Laura, protect Celia, protect Alex. Okay, and Gema protect. Yes, very good. Protect is the answer. And we finished the homework. Observe that the homework was dealing with 2 different things: reading comprehension, and you know how difficult reading comprehension is. And there is no other way of practicing for reading comprehension exams. The only way of practicing for reading comprehension is reading and answering questions. Yes. Besides, I have to be careful not assigning you reading that are not your level. Because if my readings are very easy, I'm not preparing for the real exam. So I have to use readings that are adequate for B2 exams. That is your level of English. Not always easy to find readings your level. Now, friends, let's go to business, because on page 132, student's book, page 132, we have some use of English exercises. Use of English. It has to do with vocabulary and grammar and everything together. So page 132, exercise number 3, please. Here, observe. Exercise 3. Read the article quickly without paying attention to the gaps. Forget about the blanks. Forget about the gaps. What animals do Nell and Toti have in the circus? Really, Celia? Oh, fantastic. Let me do something here. Done. Number 3, done. Oh, good, Gema. Thank you, Laura. And friends, did we do exercise 4? Exercise 4, for question 1 to 8, read the text again and decide blah, blah, blah.
Yes, too.
Very good. Thank you, friends. Good. So let's go to grammar. The other big topic of today's class is an aspect of grammar that is not new for you, because we have studied this several times before. I refer to the conditionals that you have in your book on page number 130. Again, we have to study the conditionals, but all the conditionals, not specifically the third conditional, right? The most difficult, conditional number 3, and the mixed conditionals. We have to study that again. As we studied that, I think it was in unit number 5, we studied the conditionals before, when we were having regular classes in the academy. We studied the conditionals. This time, I'm not going to insist so much explaining you the difference between conditional 0, 1, 2, 3. I think you remember anyway. I'm going to show you something for you to keep in your files or folders. Give me a second. Where is it? Conditionals. This one here. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see it? Good. Thank you, Alex. Anyway, I'm going to send it to your WhatsApp group because I want you to have it in your mobile phone. Observe this and read it. Read it to yourselves. This is conditional number 3, third conditional. Well, what is the meaning of this card? It is telling you that the structure, the formula, the structure is the condition if in past perfect. The conditional clause in past perfect. And the principal sentence is the perfect conditional is would, but Jose. You solved the problem, Jose. Congratulations, you are the best. You are the best, friend. So the combination is the conditional part, the if part in past perfect, had, and the principal verb in past participle, and the main clause, the name is main clause or principal clause. It is always a combination of would, if it is negative, wouldn't, and then the auxiliary have, invariable, no has, always have, and then the principal verb in past participle, and you have the usage, how English people use the third conditional. They say that is for imaginary situations in the past. Yes, imaginary situations in the past. And they give you examples. If I had got a medal, you see, past perfect, had got, in the condition, in the if. Don't confuse that. The if in past perfect. If I had got a model, a gold model, comma, because the condition is at the beginning, we use a comma. When the condition is at the end, we don't use comma, remember? Well, if I had got a gold medal, comma, I would have been happy. Would have, and now the verb, the real verb in past participle, been. Second example, if I had met Susan last week, had met, past perfect, in the condition if, comma, I would have, invariable, would have. What can we change here? Could. We could have, I could have, is possible too. But normally, would have, and now the real principal verb in past participle. Give, given. I would have given her the book. Example number 3. If the weather, and now past perfect, had been good, comma, we would have, and now the verb in past participle, go, gone. We would have gone water skiing. Final example, if you had got, and between parentheses, in North America, some people, not everybody, some people still use gotten. because in the past, many, many, many years ago, the past participle of get was gotten. But with the passing of the years, we have adapted the got because it's simpler. So we use get present, got past, and got similar past participle. So you can say if you had got, or you can say if you had gotten. I know that you are going to use got like me and like the rest of normal people. If you had got, sorry, is with up, so I have to say, if you had got up earlier, comma, you, and now the combination that you know, you would have invariably, and now the past participle of catch is caught. You would have caught the earlier train. But be careful with something I want to tell you. In this card, always the if is at the beginning. Don't get confused. Remember that I can change the order of the sentences. For example, the first example, I can begin, I would have been happy if I had got a medal, a gold medal. This is possible. Logically, in that case, I omit the comma. It's not necessary. In the second example, many people begin with the main clause. I would have given her the book. In this case, I don't use her. In the first sentence, I never use the pronoun. Normally, I use the noun, the name. I would have given Susan the book if I had met her. I use the her in the second sentence. If I had met her last week, and I don't use comma in that case because I am using the conditional at the end of the sentence, etc., etc. So this is the famous third conditional. It's something that I imagine about the past, but normally it never happened. Normally it never happened. When I said, if I had got a gold medal, it means that I didn't get the gold medal. When I say, if I had met Susan last week, it means that I never met Susan. When I say, if the weather had been good, it means that the weather was awful. All right? That's why it's an imaginary situation in the past. It never happened. Observe the final example. If you had got up earlier, it means that you got up late. Good. Very good. This is the third conditional. I don't want you to forget the other conditionals, right? Zero conditional, the condition is in present, and the main clause is in present. Type 1 or first conditional, the condition, if the condition is in simple past, and the main clause is the combination of would and the verb in simple form, no conjugation. Conditional 2, the condition is in past, simple past, and I'm sorry, I confused because in conditional number 1, the condition is in present and the main clause is in future with will. I'm sorry. And the verb in simple form. Conditional number 2, the condition is in past, simple past, and the main clause is using would and the verb in simple form. And now this is conditional 3, and I think that with this chart that now you have the chart in your WhatsApp group, you have the chart in your mobile phone, you can check it out anytime. What can be new? Yes, Feria, the zero conditional is the condition in present and the main clause in present. And we use it only for invariable things. Invariable things, things that are always the same under that circumstances. Yes. Well, good friends. What is maybe the new thing in your level of English? Well, that you know that sometimes we can mix conditionals. right? Sometimes we mixed some conditionals. Let's see this. I'm going to show you this. Mixed conditionals. We studied this before in unit number 5, but maybe you don't remember logically. Have a look. I'm going to send it to your WhatsApp. What is the mixed conditional? Good, Celia. Very good. Thank you, friend. Thank you very much. Because now you have it here, but after the class, you can check it in your mobile phone. What is the meaning of this chart? It is telling you that sometimes in real life, people mingle, people mixed two conditionals. So they divide the chart into two principal parts: mixed conditional third and second, and mixed conditional second and third. Never conditional 0, never conditional 1, only the second and the third. Let's see the first part. Structure: if plus past perfect, so this is conditional. Number 3, the third conditional, if past perfect. But now, the other sentence, the main clause, because the name in English is the main clause, oración principal, the main clause, is in present conditional. What is present conditional? Would and the verb in simple or bare. You see, in between parentheses, bare form is a synonym of simple form, which is not the normal combination. See? If you have a condition with past perfect, this is conditional number 3, and you should finish with a combination of would, have, past participle of the verb. This is the regular conditional number 3. But observe that here we are combining two different conditionals. They are beginning with the condition in past perfect, and they are finishing with would, affirmative, or wouldn't, negative, and the verb in simple form. Observe usage. Usage. ¿Cómo lo usamos? Usage. Present result of a past condition. Right? El resultado en el presente de una condición que se dio en el pasado. So it's like real life that sometimes we know the rules and we have to break the rules to make it logical. If I had listened to your advice, to see, the condition begins in third conditional, third, number 3, because you are using had listened, past perfect. But the final part is not the adequate, because the adequate is I would have been in the mess. I would have been. This is the logic conditional number 3. But no, because this past condition, if I had listened to your advice, has a present result. What is the present result? I wouldn't be in a mess. What is that in Spanish? Si yo hubiese escuchado tu consejo, yo no habría estado metido en ese embrollo. Yo no habría estado, no, porque es que todavía está el lío. Yo no estaría en este embrollo. Bueno, yo estoy diciendo embrollo y a lo mejor en España se dice otra cosa. Perdónenme, pero creo que me entiende lo que en este lío. Yo no estaría en este lío que estoy ahora. He tenido que adaptar la condicional 3 porque empecé con 3 y terminar con la 2 porque es que todavía estaría yo metido en este lío. Todavía ahora. If I had listened to your advice, I wouldn't be in a mess. Si te hubiese escuchado, si hubiese escuchado tu consejo, no estaría en este lío que estoy ahora. Porque si sigo con la condicional 3 normal, diría, yo no habría estado, y parece que ya no, que eso es algo del pasado. No, 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 tiene consecuencias todavía. El no haberte escuchado, el no haber prestado atención a tu consejo, todavía hoy tiene unos resultados malos para mí. Example number 2. If he had checked the map, he wouldn't be lost. This conditional begins with number 3. You see the past perfect had checked, but the condition ends in conditional 2. The combination of wouldn't and the verb be in simple form. Lo normal sería he wouldn't have been lost. Pero entonces el significado cambia, chicos, mírenlo. Voy a leerles en español que dice el segundo ejemplo. Si él hubiese revisado el mapa, él no se habría, no estaría perdido. Él no estaría perdido, porque si sigo con la condicional normal, diría, si él hubiese revisado el mapa, él no se habría perdido. Pero no es que el chico todavía está perdido por ahí. Por eso tengo que hacer un acotejo para que termine en 2, para que tenga sentido de que todavía este chico no lo hemos encontrado. Si él hubiese revisado el mapa, él no se habría perdido. Ahora hay que salir a buscarlo. Example number 3. If I had gone to university, I would be a doctor now. Si yo sigo con la condicional 3, debería decir I would have been. Habría sido. Ah, ¿ya no? ¿Ya no lo eres? Bueno, si el hombre se retiró, ya tiene 85 años, pues sí podría seguir con la condicional 3. I would have been a doctor. Pero tiene consecuencias todavía. Este señor ahora es un mecánico. If I had gone to university, I would be a doctor now. Es como un remordimiento. Si yo hubiese ido a la universidad, sería médico ahora, pero no lo soy. Mixed conditional. Es el mismo tema, pero cuando empiezo con la segunda y termino con la tercera, que es lo distinto a lo que acabo de ver, que empezaba con tercera condicional y termino con segunda. Veamos ejemplos en que empiezo con el pasado simple. Structure. If in past simple, typical of conditional number 2, but I finish with past conditional. I mean, would or wouldn't have and the past participle of the verb. When do we use it? We use it when the past result of present or continuing condition. Resultado pasado de una condición presente o que está ocurriendo. If I were a good cook, ¿ven? Condicional 2, el verbo está en pasado. Si yo fuera un cocinero bueno, I would have invited them to dinner. Les habría invitado a ellos a cenar. Si yo fuera un buen cocinero. Empieza con condición 2, en la condición en pasado simple, y termino con condición 3, aquella combinación rarísima de would y después un have y el verbo principal en pasado participio, invited. ¿Por qué no termino con lo normal? Porque yo debo terminar, if I were a good cook, I would invite, en simple form, invite. I would invite them to dinner. ¿Por qué no termino así? Porque el problema es que debía haberles invitado ayer y no lo hice. Y para adaptar la condicional a la realidad, tengo que combinar, combinar en la condición 2 con que empiezo con la 3 que termino. Si yo fuera un buen cocinero, yo ayer les habría invitado a cenar. Tiene que ser un ayer o algo en pasado para que terminen yo les habría invitado a cenar. Porque si todavía tuviera la condición abierta, no terminaría así, terminaría lo normal. If I were a good cook, I would invite them to dinner. Les invitaría. Pero no, fue una oportunidad que hubo en el pasado y no lo hice, no les invité, porque yo sabía que mi comida no iba a estar muy buena. If I were a good cook, I would have invited them to dinner. As I am not a good cook, I didn't invite them because I don't want to offend them. If you weren't such a poor dancer, you would have got a job in the chorus line in that musical. Empieza con la 2, pasado simple. If you weren't such a poor dancer, si no fueras un bailarín tan pobre, tan malo, si no lo fueras, if you weren't, you would have got, habrías conseguido un empleo. You would have got a job. Aquí yo debería terminar la condicional 2 con would y el verbo get. Pero entonces cambia el sentido, porque diría, bueno, escúchenme, depende de mi intención, porque si yo te estoy hablando contigo y yo puedo decirte, oye, si no fueras un bailarín tan malo, podrías conseguir un empleo. Pero yo estoy refiriéndome en esta conversación con esta persona a que hubo una oportunidad en un musical hace una semana o ayer, pero en el pasado, y tú no la pudiste conseguir. Por eso tuve que adaptar. Si no fueras un bailarín tan, que se dirá para no ofender, tan, oh, no se me ocurre, porque pobre no decimos. Si tú no fueras un bailarín tan malo, no se me ocurre otra cosa, habrías conseguido un empleo en el coro de ese musical. Ya esta oportunidad pasó, por eso es que tuve que adaptar el condicional 2 con que empecé al condicional 3. Okay, well, this is the problem with mixed conditional, right? Do we use the mixed conditional very often, very frequently? No, it's only in the occasion that we need. We need to imply that is something in the past with implications in the present. What are we going to do now? I think it's a good moment to practice, because if we don't practice the conditionals, we will never understand the chart. So let's go to some exercises that we have on page 131, exercise 3, page 131 in the student's book. 131, exercise 3. Candidates, no, sorry. Yes, candidates often make mistakes with tenses in third conditional sentences. Complete each of these sentences by writing the verb in brackets in the correct form. Observe number 1, everybody, please pay attention. If Martin had concentrated, see that? This is the condition. The condition if is in past perfect, so immediately you know that this is conditional number 3. I want you to realize that this exercise number 3 completely is conditional 3. So don't worry, they are not mixed. Conditional 3. Come on, let's do it. Laura, finished? Alex, finished? Good. Feria finished and Gema finished. I think we can check this exercise. Let's check it. It says, if Martin had concentrated on his work, the answer is he would have finished. Huh? I'm telling you the answer because there are many words and some of my students don't have the facility to type the answer rapidly. So the answer, according to Cambridge, is if Martin had concentrated on his work, he could have finished it earlier. Only could, no, it can be would, logically. He would have finished it earlier. So two options, could have or would have finished with ed, finished. Check it out. Now, number two, if I had known that the train was going to be so late, I would have caught an earlier one. I repeat number two, if I had known, past participle, past perfect, sorry, if I had known that the train was going to be so late, I would have caught, C-A-U-G-H-T, C-A-U-G-H-T, caught, an earlier one. And in number three, observe, if there had been a swimming pool in the garden, I would have gone swimming in it. Would have gone. This is number three. These are all conditional sentence number three. Number four, John could have spoken, they give me part of the answer. John could have spoken to Emma if the phone, I need to use past perfect. It is negative. Past perfect in negative. Hadn't been broken. John could have spoken to Emma if the phone hadn't been broken. 5. We would have become, they give me the second part. We wouldn't have become friends unless, remember, unless is if not, unless you had sat next to me on the school bus. Had sat, sit, sat. Now, number 6, if you had been there, they give me the condition, huh? Had been. If you had been there, you would have enjoyed, yourself too. Number 7, sorry, I wouldn't have made, would not have made. I wouldn't have made so much noise if I had known you were asleep. In number 8, we wouldn't, negative, we wouldn't have heard, would not have heard. We wouldn't have heard the burglar downstairs unless the dog had barked. This was the answer for number 3. But now let's go to exercise 6. Observe exercise 6, page 131. Exercise 6. Complete these sentences by writing the verb in brackets in the correct form, second or third conditional in the gaps. Now, be careful because they are combining the second conditional and third conditional in the gaps. Exercise 6. As soon as you finish, send me a message, please. Good, Celia. Celia finished. And Laura finished. Well, Laura finished, Jose finished, Alex finished, and Gemma finished. So I think we have conditions to check this exercise. Well, my dad doesn't have a car, so we didn't drive. So he didn't drive me to my dancing lesson yesterday. If my dad, what did you write in the blank? If my dad, there is a blank, had Alex, had Celia, and Gemma had. Yes, 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 very good, Jose. Would had, no, no, Jose, is had in simple past. Yes, if my dad had, because this is conditional number 2, the verb in simple past. If my dad had a car, he, and now is the combination, because now we finish with conditional number 3. He, what? 3 words. Would have driven, Laura. Would have driven, Celia. Would have driven, Alex. Yes, friends, you are really smart. Yes, yes, Jose, would have driven. Exactly, Gemma. Yes, would have driven. You see, it is a combination. And now, if you have a chance, translate it into Spanish, and you will see that we say exactly the same in Spanish. We say, mi papá no tiene un coche, así que él no me pudo conducir hasta las clases de baile ayer. Si mi papá tuviese un coche, él me habría traído hasta las clases de danza o de baile, que se dirá, de baile ayer. Él lo habría hecho si él tuviese. Y eso no es la condicional número 2, ni es la condicional número 3. Es la combinación de la condicional 2, pasado, si mi papá tuviese un coche, y la 3, me habría traído. No me trajo, me habría traído. No me traería, me habría traído ayer a las clases de baile. ¿Ven? Okay, but the result was excellent. Congratulations. Number 2, Katie feels nervous about the test because she didn't study last weekend. If she, ¿qué pusieron aquí? What did you write in here in this space in blank? If she had studied, Celia had studied, Gemma had studied, Alex. If she had studied, Laura Diaz studied, no, Laura had studied, friend. Jose had studied, yes, be careful with the spelling. Yes, friends, had studied is the answer. If she, sorry, yes. If she had studied, she, what? She wouldn't feel acceptable. Wouldn't have felt acceptable. Celia, yes, yes. Do you see como wouldn't felt? Well, no, José, porque wouldn't después tendría que estar seguido del verbo en forma simple, no en pasado. ¿Entiendes? Después de would, el verbo wouldn't have felt, Gemma. Ok, eso es. Fíjense que aquí, chicos, si le hago hincapié porque en el examen no quiero que les ocurra sin percatarse. Lo que ocurre en la 2, por lo cual yo como profesor tengo que aceptar es que me pongan she wouldn't feel o she wouldn't have felt. Have felt, creo que sí, ahí está. Have felt. Yo tengo que aceptarlo porque no me dice si fue ayer o cuándo. No dice cuándo. Entonces las dos cosas son aceptables. Porque dice, Katie se siente nerviosa por un examen, por el examen, porque ella no estudió el fin de semana pasado, no estudió. Si ella hubiese estudiado, ella no se sentiría, wouldn't feel, o no se habría sentido nerviosa también. Es que tengo que admitir hasta un continuo. Escuchen esto, yo tendría que admitir hasta que me dijesen wouldn't be feeling. No lo hemos visto todavía, pero analícenlo. Si ella hubiese estudiado, no se estaría sintiendo, ¿ven? Nerviosa por el examen. Tengo que admitirlo todo porque no me dice cuándo. Okay, number 3, our dog barks too much, so we didn't take him on holiday with us. If our dog, what did you write in this space in blank? Didn't bark, Alex. Didn't bark, Laura. Laura, be careful with the bear bark. Jose, didn't bark. Gemma, didn't bark. Yes, didn't bark, Celia. Yes, Laura, be careful with that. Si niegas didn't, el verbo va en forma simple. Didn't bark. Yes, good. If our dog didn't bark so much, si no ladrase, ladrase. Si no ladrase o ladrara tanto, so much, tanto, we what? We would have taken, for Alex would take, Laura would have taken, Jose, Celia would have taken. Sí, no puedo poner would take. Would have taken, Gemma, yes. Would take, no. Les explico. Bueno, la mayoría sabe, pero la niña fue una niña, fue Laura. Laura, te explico. Mira lo que dice. Nuestro perro ladra demasiado. Así que no lo pudimos llevar con nosotros de vacaciones. No lo pudimos llevar, ya pasó. No lo pudimos llevar con nosotros. Eso cambia todo. Porque ahora digo, si nuestro perro no ladrase tanto, empiezo con condicional 2, pero tengo que terminar con 3 porque ya las vacaciones pasaron. Nosotros le habríamos traído a... Nosotros, voy a quitar a nosotros, le habríamos traído con nosotros, me acomoda más aquí, le habríamos traído con nosotros de vacaciones. ¿Por qué le habríamos, would have, traído, taken, y no would take? Porque las vacaciones dice no le trajimos con nosotros de vacaciones, o sea que las vacaciones ya están en proceso. No me queda más remedio que empezar con la segunda condicional, me refiero, y terminar con la tercera condicional. Well, number 4, Carl was very rude to me, so we are no longer friends. If Carl, what? Wasn't, Jose. Only Jose? Hadn't been, Celia. Hadn't been, Alex. Hadn't been, Laura. And Gemma? Gemma, hadn't been, yes. José, esta es la respuesta a la de las chicas, ¿ven? Y los chicos, porque Alex está por ahí también. Perdona, Alex. Esa es la... ¿Por qué? Porque dice que K fue muy grosero conmigo. Lo fue, En una ocasión, en un momento determinado, lo fue. Por eso ya no somos amigos. Sí, ya eso no existe, ya esa amistad no existe, es algo del pasado. Por eso tuve que terminar con el would have, para que diga, si él no hubiese sido tan grosero conmigo, nosotros, no, que would still be, Gemma, would still be, for Gemma, and the rest, solo Gemma would have still been, Celia, Alex would still be, and for Laura would have still been for Jose. ¿Mm? Si yo pongo would have still, sería algo así como habríamos aún sido amigos o aún seríamos amigos. ¿Qué suena mejor? Analícenlo. Si Carl no hubiese sido tan grosero conmigo, nosotros aún seríamos amigos. No tengo que complicarme como habríamos aún sido. Ven, pero no importa, Celia, si la idea es que aquí en clases todas nuestras dudas, todos los errorcitos sean conmigo. Yo tengo que, porque coincide con español, yo tengo que escribir lo que yo pienso que es y después leo. Por favor, lean y digan, caramba, esto suena, yo aún habría sido, porque la aún es ese estilo que estoy poniendo, que tengo que poner. Entonces es mejor, we would still be, como pone Alex, como pone Gemma. We would still be, aún seríamos amigos. Creo que necesitamos un poquito más. We need some more. Exercise 7. Typical in your exam. This is the way in which Cambridge is going to evaluate this part of the grammar, this form that you have here. For question 1 to 4, complete the second. Remember, complete the second sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first sentence. Use the word given. Don't change the word given, blah, 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 blah. You must use between 2 minimum and 5 maximum words. Let's do this exercise. They are only 4, right? So when you finish, send me a message. Laura finished. Very good. I think we can finish because Alex finished, Laura finished, Jose and Gemma finished, and also Celia. So let's check it out. This is the format Cambridge uses in the exams. Marcelo often misses school, so his teacher didn't let him go on the school trip. And you have to use allowed. If Marcelo went to school more often, his teacher, what? There are many words, but please write, because if not, I cannot check all the answers. Well, for Laura is would have allowed. For Celia is would have allowed him. For Alice would have allowed him. And for Jose would have allowed. You need him, right? You need him. Would have allowed him for the complete answer. Check it out, everybody. You need 4 words. Would have allowed him. And now the answer is complete. Yes, yes, Gemma. If Marcelo went to school more often, his teacher would have allowed him to go on the school trip. Number 2, we were late leaving home, so we missed the concert, and you have to use earlier. If we had left home earlier, Gemma, had left home earlier, Celia, had left home earlier, Laura Diaz. Yes, friends, yes, had left home earlier, Alex, correct, that's the answer. If we had left home earlier, yes, Jose, we wouldn't have missed the concert. 3, I didn't ask my geography teacher any questions in class because she's quite frightening and you have to use less. If my geography teacher was what? Was what? Less frightened, comma, I would have Laura Diaz, with a comma and everything. Less frightening I would have, Alex. Less frightening I would, Celia. Celia, you need the have, okay? The have. Would have. Be careful with that. Very good, friends. Let's see, Jose. Jose, what is your answer? Less frightening I would have. Yes, yes, very good. So the answer is, if my geography teacher was less frightening, comma, I would have asked her some questions. Number 4, Franz didn't understand because the guide spoke too quickly, and you have to use more. If the guide, what? What? This was very difficult. Oh, good, Alex had spoken more slowly. Gemma had spoken more slowly. Laura Diaz had spoken more slowly. For Celia had spoken more slowly. And Jose had spoken, yes, had spoken more slowly. That's the answer. Very good. Franz would have understood. Very good, friends, because these are combinations, you know, something that you never studied when you studied secondary school or high school, only in B2 levels. And then if you continue studying English in the future and you want the advanced certificate, you will insist on that things. In the workbook, page number 48, workbook page 48, we have an exercise about this topic that I want you to do. I repeat, this is workbook page 48. Let me see, 48. 46, 47, and 48, this book here, and exercise number 1, third conditional. So this exercise is only third conditional. Read about the morning when Rose met her husband. Complete the sentence with the correct form of the verbs in brackets. Let's do this exercise, and when you finish, send me a message. Alex finished. Jose finished. Gemma finished. Laura finished. Well, I think we can check this because Celia finished too. Well, listen. This is Rose speaking. I can't walk to work. I'm too late. So if I hadn't woken up earlier, I would have walked to work. This is the example. And now number 2, the car won't start, so I can't drive to work. Rose, if my car, what? If my car, what? Had started, Gemma. Had started, Laura. Had started, Alex. Jose had started. Celia had started. Yes, friends, correct. If my car had started, I what? Would have driven, Laura. Would have driven, Jose. Would have driven, Alex. Would have driven, Celia. Yes, friends. Excellent. Gemma would have driven. Yes. If my car had started, I would have driven to work. Now, observe number 3. I didn't run fast enough. So, I what? In number 3. I had caught, Gemma. I had caught, Celia. I would have caught, Alex. Laura Diaz would have caught. The answer is would have caught, right? I would have caught the bus, yes, Jose, if I, what? Had run, Alex, had run, Laura Diaz, had run, Jose. Yes, this is the answer. Had, would have run. No, Gemma, no. Nunca usamos would en la condicional. Y ya es después del if, así que ahí nunca va a haber un would. Después del if nunca va a haber un will. Okay, so I had run faster. The answer, I would have caught the bus if I had run faster. 4, there aren't any empty seats, so I can sit down. Number 7, I what? I would have sat down, Alice. I would have sit down, Laura. No seat, Laura. No seat. I would have sat down. Celia would have sat down. Yes, Jose would have sat, but never would had. Jose would have sat down. Yes. So the answer is I would have sat down if there what? If there had been Laura, had been Alex, had been Celia. Yes. Had been Gemma and Jose. Yes. If there had been so many seats, 5. If I what? If I what? If I hadn't failed Laura, hadn't failed Celia, hadn't failed Jose, hadn't failed Alex. Yes, if I hadn't failed board, I what? I hadn't failed Gemma. Well, the second part would have chatted, wouldn't have chatted Laura, would have chatted Celia, wouldn't have chatted Alex. Yes, the answer is I wouldn't have chatted to the man standing next to me. Yes, yes, exactly. Now, the final. If I what? If I hadn't caught Alex, if I hadn't caught Laura, if I hadn't caught Celia, Jose Luis hadn't caught, Gemma hadn't caught, yes, yes. If I hadn't caught that bus, I what? I wouldn't have met Laura, I wouldn't have met Celia, I wouldn't have met Gemma. Yes, I wouldn't have met is the answer. If I hadn't caught that bus, I wouldn't have met my husband. Yes, Jose. Very good. Well, friends, I want you to revise your WhatsApp because I have sent you the homework. Can you see the homework? Okay, okay, very good. This is our homework. Friends, Celia, Laura, Alex, Jose, this is a long, Alex, this is Gemma, this is a long exercise about the conditionals, but be careful, friends, because here in the homework, you have all the conditionals, not only conditional 3. You have conditional 1, 2, and 3 together, right? So analyze the sentence before providing the answer. And with this, we finish our class. Friends, thank you for all the effort. We have worked very hard today preparing for the exam, but I feel very satisfied because in general, I think everything was nice. Thank you, Laura. Goodbye, friends. Have a beautiful weekend. The same to you, Jose.